gong sounded. They pinked in excitement, showing the faded tattoos that had taken her half a year's salary to get rid of. The portal had connected. Her theories had been right. Noelle started as her assistant burst in, the ginn's skin showing past her professional ribbon dress, almost a glowing red. "Madame Noelle, it's opened." "I hear," she said, peeved now that she'd hidden in her office instead of being downstairs with the senior gate agent. "Excuse me, I want to see how many got through before it closed." Mariel fluttered and gushed something unheard as Noelle strode through the office maze to the tower's interior. The entire building was a hollow tube, mostly down from her floor. The large open middle was full of descending wings, their passage slowed by a manufactured upwelling of moist, warm air. Lifts ran up and down for supplies, peers, and those too dignified to glide on their own wings. "Madame Noelle? Madame!" Mariel gasped when Noelle didn't bother going to a landing shelf, but glanced up once to be sure the air was empty, and vaulted over the railing. Her silk ribbon dress fluttered as her wings snapped open to catch the upwelling. The warm air pushed on her, and the thick skin of her wings pulled taut, sending a wash of blood through her. "Give me an updraft!" she shouted, and those below her shifted, their chatter a quick come and go when she arrowed past them. And she was recognized. Her stark white wings stood out among the richly patterned tattooed wings most of the djinns around her sported. She was career, and had adopted a male-oriented wing, plain and balanced. She'd figured out fast that what got you noticed did nothing to get you ahead. It wasn't chauvinistic, it was simple fact, and she didn't mind being mistaken for a myrrh occasionally if it got her a view of the park. The air warmed as she descended, damp and almost foggy, as she landed at the mouth of the large tunnel leading to the portal buried at the lowest level of the tower. Bodies filled it, wing knuckles high over their heads as everyone waited for news. She'd never get through despite it being designed for heavy traffic. Every major city had a portal. It was how goods and individuals were moved. But the last spontaneous portal opening to an entirely new world had been 300 years ago. Everyone wanted to see. "Make space!" she shouted, and though those nearest her heard and shifted, she made no headway. Wide eyes narrowed to slits, she fought her way to a snap pad. From there, she could go anywhere in the city, but all she wanted was to get the 200 feet to the portal. "I'm snapping to the portal," she said tightly, and the pad agent's red skin paled to a worried pink. "Madame Noelle," the Mer stammered, his long red fingers almost a blur over his keyboard to bring up the camera at the end point. Bodies filled the area, spilling onto the snap pad. "It's too busy. I can't guarantee your safety." Something was going on at the portal. She could see it through his hollow feed. Annoyed, she tapped at his keyboard and pulled the mic close. "This is Noelle," she said, hearing her voice echo through the entire building. "Clear the portal snap pad, now." Through the assistant's feed, she watched wing knuckles rise and heads turn. In 3 seconds flat, they'd pushed back. "You're good," the tower agent said, his gaze fixed on the receiving pad. "Go." "I should have done this in the first place," Noelle muttered as she stepped onto the slightly raised dais. It glowed faintly, but there was no technology beneath it, nor was there any at the receiving end. It was the creation particle she held within her that would snap her across the distance. The pad was merely a convenient place to keep clear, so she didn't materialize within something or someone else. Exhaling, she closed her eyes and blanked out the noise, the smell, the pervasive excitement. In her mind, she walked the labyrinth. In her thoughts, she felt the creation energy held within the thousands of myrrhs and djinns surrounding her, focused by the building to an unusually sharp point of potential. With a shove, she used it to meld the 2 points of space into one, making a hole so that when she stepped forward, her foot landed not on the busy pre-portal staging area, but on the snap pad right before the glowing arch of the portal. "Madame Noelle," the young mer manning the gate said in greeting, then turned back to the portal, riveted. How many made it?" Noelle said, thinking it had to be over, but the agent shrugged, his wing knuckles rising. Noelle stepped from the snap pad, her way easier now as she was recognized.